Hello. Today I'm going to teach you how to create an AWS Elastic Beanstalk endpoint and continuous delivery director. First, when you log into continuous delivery director, go over to the admins tab and then select endpoint. Go ahead and hit create endpoint. Then make sure and give it a name that you understand and relates to the specific instance of Elastic Beanstalk that you need. The main reason for this is that there may be instances where you have 2 or 3 different versions of Elastic Beanstalk and you need them to be differentiated amongst each other for your different applications. So we'll go ahead and start off by adding in the name and then the description as well. Then you need to choose who the authorized users are for this particular endpoint. I'm going to go ahead and choose my release team, but this could very well be any of the users within your system or any of the groups that you've already defined. Then we need to go ahead and select the plugin that we'd like to use for this. Today, like I said, we're going to be using Elastic Beanstalk. Then you need to go and get your access key, secret key, and region, and some AWS specific information. So first, let's start off with the access key. To be able to find this access key, first you need to log into AWS. Once you're here, in the top right-hand corner, click on your account name. Go ahead and switch over to My Security Credentials, then Dashboard, rotate access keys, manage user access keys, and then choose the Security Credentials tab. And from here, you have the ability to create a new access key. Now you can either sit here and select the access key and then the secret key directly from this particular file. The only caveat to this is you get to see it one time. So I recommend downloading the Excel, that way you have it for future reference, or if you have a secure place that you store all of your access tokens and what have you, do that. Go ahead and paste the access key that you were given, and then do the same with your secret key as well. Once you have that, then what you need to do is go and put in the region in which your AWS instance is located. Go back to AWS. Then you'll notice right next to your account name, there's a drop-down menu which tells you exactly which particular instance you're in. If you want a shortcut to this, the other easy way to find it is if you look at the URL, it's going to be the beginning part. So we know that it's US East 2 for my particular instance. Once we put in the region name, then we know that our source type is S3, and we simply need to put in the name of the bucket within S3 that we're actually trying to access. Once you have all the fields filled in, go ahead and hit test connection. Once you hit test connection, you should see connected listed here if it was done properly. Just go ahead and hit save and then continue. Next, we need to actually be able to utilize the Elastic Beanstalk endpoint that we just created. To do that, go into your release, hit create task, add a name that's meaningful for this. Make it simple, put in any description that you may want. Again, who owns this particular task, and then what type of task type it is. So for us, we will choose Elastic Beanstalk Deploy, choose the endpoint that we just created. Now we need to put in the application name. So again, let's go back to AWS. Whenever I go into my Elastic Beanstalk instance, you'll notice that I have 2 separate environments to choose from. So whenever you click into the desired environment, you will see the name of your environment along with the name of your application. So you can simply copy and paste this into the name of your application. And then again, for the environment, you know that your environment name is going to be right here. For the S3 key, you put in the name of the particular artifact that you're going to be using to deploy. This can also be a token that you set up at either the release or the phase level as well. And then you also need to associate a build number to this. Again, this is another area where you can either hard code the build number or you can put it in as a token. So what we see a lot of people doing is if you're utilizing a build engine like Jenkins, you can actually grab the Jenkins build number and use that here. So the way that we go about doing that is we type in our %, and then it pulls up the available variables that we can use. So we know that last successful build will pull directly in from Jenkins. Add any description that we may have, and then we can add our application URL. Again, this is another area where we can either use hard-coded value, or we can leverage a token as well. So that if you know you're going to be using the exact same URL across multiple phases or multiple tasks, you can simply leverage the token for that. So for us, we're just going to put in a dummy value again. And then you would hit create. And if you put everything in correctly, you'll get a nice little message telling you that you're good to go. And then you can continue on creating the rest of your release. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy creating more releases in Continuous Delivery Director.